Welcome back. Yeah, so after a really tough month of April for quite a few people, there might be something they might need to step down, especially as the month wraps up. And this might be something you should try. Now, Palm Afrika is Africa's finest palm wine trapped in a bottle. It has no added sugar or preservatives. It's freshly tapped and filtered palm wine. And to joining us today to talk about how it all began is the amazing ambassador herself, Princess Adesuwa Obaseki, aka Queen of the Palms. It's great to have you in the studio.
Thank you so much. Good morning. It sounds like the drums should be rolling the way you said
indeed.
my name.
The drums should be rolling like the amazing drummers and dancers that usually accompany your palm wine
the entrance.
at events.
Yes.
You always make an entrance, and
Yes,
we appreciate
yes.
you for making an entrance here today.
Yes.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
joining
so
us.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, then now it does feel sort of out of this world for someone to take one product and blow it up to this size. Talk to us about how the journey began. In fact, what year did it begin?
Okay, 2017 to be precise, December.
7 years, 8 years?
Not up to 8 years.
Okay.
That will be
About 7 plus.
funny enough. Is it up to 7? Oh, wow. 2017.
Yeah.
7 years this year. Oh, wow. Okay, so it was 2017. We had a lot of land, with palm trees on it. And I was thinking about doing an estate, blah, 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 doing estate money.
Yeah.
And I came to Lagos. I also have a hotel. Okay. And in the hotel, I had a group of people that came to stay. But that day, I brought palm wine from my plantation to Lagos.
Okay.
And they said, what is this you're drinking? I said, oh, come and drink palm wine. I said, we had a show in Lagos State, Agege Festival. This is a beautiful product. And we're like, we want to cut all the trees and turn it to an estate.
Wow.
And they said, no, don't do that. Get your palm wine and let people have a feel of this palm wine. I'm like, really?
Nice.
And I brought it to Lagos. And in 5 days, in fact, we did the branding. We got the name just because we wanted to see if people will really take palm wine. And it was amazing. I want to thank Lagos State government and that Agege, I think it was
Festival.
a festival. What was, I think, 1 week show. It was really, really awesome. They received the palm wine, and I realized that Nigerians wanted their own.
Yeah.
And I stopped. And from there, I said, no, I would make it a point of duty, my responsibility, to give Nigerians what they deserve. Make your own drink available to yourself and to the world. Nigerians and the world deserve their palm wine. We want to place palm wine on the map, global map.
It's actually something, I know that it has many different names around the world. Palm wine itself has many different names around the world. But it is essentially an alcoholic beverage, but it is naturally tapped. In order to put it in a bottle, do you have to add anything to it? Do you have to process it? What happens from the tree to when it gets in my glass?
Okay, you see, Palm Afrika is very special. Now, the beautiful thing about Palm Afrika is we say Palm Afrika, Africa's finest palm wine, we just say trapped in a bottle.
Trapped.
So, trapped. We trap it because it's from God to man, we say.
Wow.
So we have different types of Palm Afrika. We have the palm wine, and there are different types of palm wine. People do not know.
Okay.
So what you see in the bottles as palm wine everywhere is not exactly palm wine.
Okay.
So you have the palm wine, the up wine, which you see with the red cap. So when you see Palm Afrika, Odogo palm wine. We call it Palm Afrika, the palm wine with the red cap.
Okay.
So the one with the red cap is the one that you tap up.
Okay.
That's what the Igbos call unkwenu.
Okay.
The Yorubas call emu.
Okay.
It's different, entirely different from Oguro and Ugwo.
Wow.
So Ungwo is for Igbo. Oguro is for Yoruba.
Wow.
It's down wine. And then it's the raffia. It can be seen and found in the, the wet areas.
Yeah.
Then the emu, the up wine, is on strong soil.
Wow.
It tastes differently. It smells differently. So when you see palm wine, you see Palm Afrika. You have the premium up wine, which is the emu. Unkwenu. You have to go up to tap it. So it's not all palm wine. You have to go up.
Wow.
Some you have to fall the tree.
Okay.
You have to fall the tree. And then it gushes out.
Wow.
So that's oguro. They smell differently.
Wow.
And they taste differently. So we have the palm wine.
So you have these different variants.
Yes,
You're
we do.
already taking advantage of the fact that you know all this. You've been able to study and get all this information. And you're also making sure that we understand it as well, because I've seen palm wine products before. But I always just assumed they were preserved or flavors were added to it. So talk to us about that.
Absolutely. So before I started with the Federal Institute of Research, Oshodi.
Okay.
So I didn't just dabble into palm wine. You know, what is worth doing is what training for.
Okay.
So we have the trees. I don't buy palm wine. We own the trees.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a lot of trees. We'll get into that some other time.
How many trees? How many
over
trees?
200,000. I shouldn't say that.
200,000 trees?
So yeah. So
Wow.
it's for a family.
Okay,
So,
okay.
you know, it comes a long way, you know. So there's a lot of things that you can get from this. But what we decided to do, you have the palm wine that is also processed. That's what you see everywhere in bottles, okay? The processed palm wine, you can have the flavor, you can have saccharin, you can have sugar, but not Palm Afrika.
Okay.
That's the difference. So Palm Afrika is pure, it's tapped, you take it from the tree,
Yeah.
the palm tap, I have 68 controlled palm wine tappers, by the way.
68?
68 controlled palm wine tappers
Wow.
across from all the way from Benin to Enugu, and we cut off at Odogbolo, some, of course, in Lagos.
Wow.
But our trees are in the south. Now, the bottled palm wine are the ones that are processed, the ones in glass bottles. So when you see a palm wine
A glass bottle.
in all, you see there's water, there's sugar, because you can't put those palm wines on the shelf
Yeah.
without the bottle of palm wine without preservatives.
So how do you preserve?
We don't preserve palm
You
wine.
don't do any
So
preserve.
Palm Afrika is pure, is fresh, it comes to you straight from the tree, and that is why we're very concerned
Okay.
about the protection, the quality control.
Okay.
And that's why I'm going to do something this year. It's called the Palm Wine Palm Africa Festival.
Okay.
And that's going to enlighten people on how to take palm wine healthy and fresh, and then the palm wine tappers will be controlled because of dirt and all those things. These
We
are the
have
things.
to talk a little bit about maybe the health benefits. If you take anything from the soil, you know, drinking something organic, there are certain health benefits that some people might not be aware of. Can you share that?
Oh, who doesn't know that palm wine is good for lactation?
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my God. So now let me tell you another thing. You know, people call me the native doctor for palm wine because I get a lot of calls that, oh, you need to give someone just had a baby.
Yeah.
She has a little issue with breast milk. She's not lactating very well.
Okay.
And then we send them palm wine.
Wow.
Okay. Now, the real palm wine is the one that can actually make your breast milk pump. Don't drink palm wine with water and sugar.
Okay.
Palm Afrika doesn't have water, doesn't have sugar, and that's why you can have benefits of the lactation for mothers, and then it's good for your blood pressure. It actually reduces blood pressure.
Really?
Yes, things that you do not know. Vitamins B is good for your hair, it's good for your skin.
Wow.
All the things that palm wine does for you that you don't know. So at the end of the day, one thing we always say is that it's also good for fertility.
Well, I think I've heard that one before.
Fertility both ways.
The men talk about that a bit.
You know what I mean?
All right. So now there were a few pictures I saw of you online at events, and I saw cocktails. Now you know cocktails all over the world are colorful. You know they add fruit to it, food colorings and things like that. But I had never thought of palm wine being used in cocktails before. So I know you are doing this. But are there any limitations? Talk to us about the cocktails you've been able to put together.
Okay, so I always say something again. Palm wine,
Yeah.
it's a very erratic drink.
Okay.
And I say this to say this, that so we're very, very careful. And that's why I say I went to train for this with the Federal Institute of Research. And then I started, and I really, really want to thank God for the people that really helped me when I started. So you had to research fruits that go with palm wine.
Okay.
There's a balance. So we did all that. So we didn't just jump into the street to start doing cocktails. I had to learn, I had to train on what to do with palm wine and what not to do. And then we started using the base of palm wine for cocktails with fruits that go with cocktails, with palm wine. So you just...
Do you have any off the top of your head that you can share with me? Any?
Oh, our pina colada.
Okay.
Our palm wine pina colada. So it's palm wine
Yeah.
with pineapple and fresh coconut.
Wow.
And it's really, really lovely. And the base of our palm wine, I call my palm wine the prostitutes
Oh, wow.
of palm wine because the taste is really, really, really nice.
Okay.
It has a very peculiar taste. you know, from a red sauce. The one from our red sauce has a very, very peculiar taste. It's very, very different. And so when you put that base in any drink, in vodka, with fruits, with whiskey,
So,
it makes it all so different.
So now we know that cocktails are internationally known, but how long do you think it's going to take for, let's say, people in other countries to embrace palm wine? And do you have any plans to take it?
Oh, big plans. I do not want to mention the name of the breweries So we're already working on something. Okay. So right now you see people use cocktails, and then they also use what they call them, the purees and the syrups. So we're making palm wine syrups.
Wow.
So that you can use for cocktails.
Wow.
And
so you get the flavor.
The flavor of it, and it's unique. The taste is beautiful, and you know, it's the healthy way to go.
Fantastic.
It's the healthy way to go.
So the Queen of the Palms is here with us right here on Wake Up Nigeria, sharing her story, sharing her passion about palm wine. And if you haven't tasted Palm Afrika, the palm wine trapped in a bottle yet, it's something you might want to try as the new month begins. Yes, you want to step down from the pressure of last month. That might just be what you need. I have to say a big thank you to you for coming to talk to us about everything you're doing. Now, we're here for you, your upcoming events, your upcoming new releases, new products, and everything. We are right here for you. Just make sure you pop around.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's been a pleasure being with you. God bless you.
All right, then. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to tasting that a little later on the day. It's a bit early for me, but maybe later on today. Are we going to have a drink?
Yeah? Oh, sure. Right. With Palm Afrika, there's always a party, morning, afternoon, or evening. So please, you're going to break your morning with Palm Afrika and have a Palm African break. Thank you.
All right, then. I'll take your word for it on that one. Let's take a quick break, everyone. We have more on Wake Up Nigeria.